Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today's been day 37 of the 75 hard challenge for this year's winter arc. So, being another fantastic day. It's been a little bit of a long one and I'm pretty tired, so I'm going to knock this one out pretty quick, get to bed, and make sure we're set for a solid rest of the week. But today is November 11th. It's been Remembrance Day today, so that was the primary focus of today, was just the ceremony and all the stuff going along with that for our city and with cadets. So started off the day with the usual routine, did the manifestation meditation prayer first thing when he woke up, followed that up with the reading, then hopped on the scale, did the morning weigh-in, and then followed that up with the supplements and a nice solid breakfast. Then we got dressed in our dress blues, headed into town, and had a solid day of just doing the ceremony, which I got to do the In Flanders Field reading for as well, which was quite nice. And then we did number of other things involving the helping with the rifle guard, takedown of the whole ceremony, and then helping around a bunch in the Legion, which all of the combined takedown of chairs in the drill hall, as well as moving around a lot of stuff in our Legion, counted for today's cardio for myself. So really solid work there. And then it was honestly just a really solid day getting to be with people and remembering those who went so gallantly before us and laid down their lives so that we can have such a wondrous life today. And honestly, we take a lot of the freedoms we have for granted. We need to take the time to thank all of those who've gone before us and who's continue to serve. So if you haven't, just take a moment to think about that today, especially. Yeah, moving on in the rest of the day, though, I didn't eat lunch, fasted throughout the day, just focusing on trying to keep the calories in check as well. So made sure, and we got home at a really nice high-protein supper as well. Well within the calories for today. I think today was another around 400 or 500 calorie deficit, so really solid on top of the goal that we already have. So I'm looking to make sure it's maintained, and then making sure I'm just staying a lot more hydrated, because I noticed some minor inconsistencies in the scale, so I think that has to do partly with hydration issues. So gonna work on making sure that stays in check, especially with the supplements that they have their best effect. But finishing up our workouts for the evening, knocked out a really solid pull workout, so on top of all the moving stuff around earlier, so which was a lot more, I guess, iso and functional movements, just did a bit more back and biceps, so killed them for the rest of the day. Really solid work on that. And then did a nice solid tempo 1 mile run tonight. Just legs and back are feeling pretty sore after standing around all day doing a lot of that stuff. So just gonna make sure I do a little bit more recovery this evening, and then should be jumping right back into a hard routine tomorrow. Hopefully getting back into the usual cardio routine as well. So need to make sure I start prioritizing that a lot more and focusing in on that especially. But yeah, solid rest of the day though. Self-education today was, again, just learning different things from different people. I'm going to do a little bit more this evening as well, especially business side. I need to get back in that mindset and focus of working towards certain things. And it's, yeah. Quite honestly, my focus needs to shift now quite a bit after this week is done, because I've got another ceremony to prep for coming up this weekend, which is going to be a really fun one, I think. And then after that, I think it should be good to start focusing in a lot more harshly on the business side of things. We're just letting it play out though. So should have some really good content coming for you guys soon within the next couple of weeks as well, based on all the stuff we've got planned. But yeah, so I think it's been really easy, honestly, keeping the calories in check. It's just become such a habit at this point, tracking everything every day, that it's getting a lot easier to just look and go, okay, if I plan on doing this for supper, having this certain treat or whatever, I need to make sure I'm doing this certain thing in the morning so that I can fit it in during the day. And it's honestly been really good. And I've noticed the different periods of fasting allow you to feel a lot fuller after meals when you normally wouldn't if you were eating multiple times throughout the day. So just something interesting for you guys to try out, especially if you're on a cut. Might help you guys out quite a bit in making sure you're still feeling full but not having a ton of calories. So I tend to do my fasts normally morning to mid-afternoon, or after breakfast till mid to late evening when you're being active, because I find the more active you are, the less hungry you are, especially if you're well hydrated. So just something to keep in mind. And honestly, a lot of it comes down to discipline as well. If you can keep your mind focused on exactly what you want to do and have a set plan that you want to do for the day, it becomes a lot more attainable and reasonable. So yeah, it's been a busy day, but I think it's been a really solid one, an important one for sure, no doubt there. So, and then another thing I wanted to make note of is reading today in front of 1,000 people. Last year, nerves were all up and down in circles. I felt pretty nervous going up last year. This year, I was pretty minimal, especially. Like I know I mentioned a few days ago, last Saturday, I read it in front of the Good Shepherd home when we did the ceremony there. And it is a much smaller crowd for sure, but nerves were none at all there. And today it was minimal, if anything. Like a little bit when you're sitting down coming up to the moment, but actual moment itself, it was no nerves at all, just pure execution. And honestly, I felt that I did really well. So I'm happy to see that progress, especially on the confidence side of things, and then being able to speak clearly in exactly the way I want to, conveying the message a lot better is really, really nice. So I've also noticed the fluidity of speech is becoming 100 times better than it was beforehand. So definitely going to keep this up. And I'm debating, honestly, continuing this daily vlog or log series after the 75 Hard Challenge is over, just to keep kind of a digital diary of how stuff is going and the progress. But let me know down in the comments if you guys want to keep seeing that going. But honestly, I think another focus of the day has just been looking at things that I want to start doing in the future, especially after cadets is done and things like that, as we're coming into different seasons. And for those of you guys who enjoy a lot of the winter sports, as we're getting into winter, one of my favorite sports is skiing. So it's definitely looking at that side of things, and it's always good motivation to just look at stuff that it's either really high-end gear, different trip stuff you can do to just motivate you to want to achieve a certain level of success, right? Because a lot of the times people talk about, when they start getting into the side of things, it's chasing money and all that stuff, and I would disagree. While it is chasing money to some extent, it's more so chasing the means to achieve experiences that you wouldn't be able to have without it. Because I think the money itself, it's not something worth objectifying. And they say money is the root of all evil. I would agree. When you start objectifying money, like just the physical thing, as your main goal, 100%. But when you can start actually furthering your life, be it experiences, be it gifts, how you can actually treat other people, how you can expand and enrich your life and those around you based off of that, I think that is a far more reasonable reason to start pursuing that in that sense. And I think most of you guys would be able to agree with me in that sense, right? But yeah, I think that's going to be primary focus, especially for the next few months once we're out of this really busy period, is starting to focus in really heavily on getting the business off the ground in that sense, coming up with the whole systems. And then by the new year, we should have it up and going fully if everything goes to plan. But just got to make sure it gets down on paper, gets put in action solidly, and then we'll see how it goes. And I'll keep you guys on the loop in the loop on that one, because I want to bring you guys along with me on the journey, because I know that if it's something I can pull off, which I'm guaranteed I'm going to, it's just a matter of time, I want to show you guys exactly how I do it, so you guys have no doubt that you can also achieve it. It's just exactly what I'm doing. It's small things every day that are going to build up over time, honestly. And I think right now it's a lot more of just switching and getting the means to do different small tasks throughout the day. That is going to start compounding to a lot more different things. And don't get me wrong, if you want to achieve certain levels, it's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take sacrifice, a lot of time and effort, but it's exactly through that you will be able to achieve your results. I think on that note, I'm going to end the video for the evening. So as always, subscribe if you guys are enjoying the journey and want to keep following along with the content. Like the video, share it with someone who needs to see it. Comment down below what you guys want to see in future videos. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.